Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com, and this will be an analysis of some of the most popular futures markets out there that traders are interested in. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this would be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, I'll be using the 1 hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here, as they're called, represents 1 hour's worth of time. So we will start off with the NQ, and as a reminder, if you trade the MNQ, they mimic one another, so you can still apply these same general levels to the MNQ if you so choose. But as of right now, maybe this is what your mind goes to immediately. Check out how the price right here at that pink line there, which is the very famous 200 period moving average, 21,627 we'll call it, and as of now, this is acting as resistance. So that'll be the first big question mark moving forward. Can the price break up through that area of resistance? If it can, then the next key area of resistance to keep an eye on right up here at right around the 772 mark. So 772, next key level after that. And then if things get really crazy, then you have an overarching level way up here at the 22,080 mark, but one hurdle at a time. Let's just first see if the price can clear above the 200 period moving average and then that next level up there. But nonetheless, those are going to be the main areas of resistance. As far as supports, the first dynamic that needs to be updated is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So if there is any sort of pullback moving forward now, then right here at the 421 mark would be the initial level to keep an eye on for. And then you also have these areas down. In fact, I don't want to have too much lines and clutter, so let's just get rid of that level for now and keep it at these areas. So a 420 does not quite hold. I'm not saying that the price, if it breaks through there, is dropping straight down to that level, but I am saying I don't think it would be shocking to anybody if the price all of a sudden picked up some downwards pressure. But anyway, look at it. Very, very impressive movement. Got the hammer candle right there, and then beautiful follow through with the hammer candle. So not just a question of will this momentum build upon itself and get above both of these areas of resistance into the next session. We'll see what happens. Next one here, taking a look at the ES, and the ES also had itself a very, very nice session here. And once again, going to actually, in this point, I'm going to go just delete both those areas of support, and we'll map out some new levels. So the first key battleground that really stands out to me moving forward is more so a zone of resistance right here at the 106 mark. So, I mean, the power charts right there is where the price got rejected, and then you correspond that with back here, and oh, wouldn't you know it, right there was also acting as resistance. So this is going to first definitely be a key level to watch initially, but not that far away. So even if the price breaks above it, personally, I would be a little skeptical because not that far away, you then have this secondary area of resistance right up there at the 122 mark. So 106, 122, going to be this little miniature, if you want to call it, resistance zone. That may be the best way to go about it. If the price can push through both of those, well, then at that point, you could very realistically starting to be, retesting these highs from over here. But as I said previously on the NQ, one hurdle at a time. Let's just first see if the price can break up through that resistance zone. In terms of areas of support, what I'm most curious about now moving forward is this trend line right here. Just curious, can the price continue to maintain this trajectory on things? So if the price does pull back, not the end of the world, because it could come down here, bounce, come down here, bounce, come down here, bounce, and in that situation, the price would still be putting in those higher lows, which is what you want to see. Now, near-term levels of support, keep an eye on those moving averages right there. Pink line, 200 period moving average. Purple line, 50 period moving average. But more so kind of from an overall structural standpoint, in my opinion, that trend line right there carries with it more weight. But all in all, nice movement this past session, so we'll see how it continues to move forward. Next one, taking a look at the YM and the Dow Jones. This essentially continues to march to the beat of its own drum here. So first update I'm going to do is just right here, levels of resistance are broken and closed above. You ideally want to see them act as support. So that 920 mark now going to be the newest area of support. If the price comes through there and breaks down through it, then yeah, you'd want to immediately turn your attention to that 44,735 mark. So we had a resistance zone in this situation. Now we have basically a bit of a support zone right here. So in other words, if the price were to be able to come down and break through both those areas, again, I'm not saying the entire chart's destroyed, but that would be an early indicator that, are the bears starting to gain more strength? Are they going to make an even larger push? And then in terms of areas of resistance, no need to overcomplicate this. Just ask the question, where did the party finally stop today? And that was right up here at essentially the 153 mark. So like I said, no fancy reasoning there other than that's just where the party stopped. And then from a pattern standpoint, I mean, we have a very just little narrow, and maybe I'm trying to fit a square peg through a round hole. So feel free to disagree on that one, but maybe somewhat of a bull pennant in there. But overall, then YM continues to just beast mode, continues to look pretty good. Not pretty good. It does still look good, and we'll see if it can get a move up through that area of consolidation. Next one here, we're moving into the oil market, more specifically crude oil. So we have the CL, and finally, I mean, it's been a while, but maybe, just maybe, do we have some sort of turnaround that's getting ready to take place? Namely because, check it out, there was a low right here. The price did pull back, but on this pullback, it actually put in a higher low. So we actually now have a couple stair-steps progressing in the upwards direction. Now, yes, there's still more work that needs to be done, but it's been quite a while since the price has been able to put in higher lows. I mean, you can just see here, lower low, lower low, lower low. Again, still more work to be done, but that's a step in the right direction, which is also why, in my opinion, now moving forward, and you got to think everybody and their brother's uncle has drawn the same exact trend line into place right here. So can the price continue to maintain above that area of support? We'll see what happens, but from a technical standpoint, I would definitely say that's a very important level of support moving forward. In terms of areas of resistance, we have this wedge formation that is forming, so you want to keep an eye on that. If the price is able to push up through the top part of the wedge, then next key area of resistance would be right up here at this level at the 75.15 mark. I'll make that look a little bit different. There we go. So keep an eye on that, but one hurdle at a time. First, got to see if you can get a breakout of this wedge formation. But yeah, maybe, just maybe, the bulls are going to make a little bit more of an appearance here on crude. We'll see what happens. And now let's hop into the precious metal market, and specifically gold here, GC. And this will mean more to those of you that watched a previous video, but if you did, hopefully remember me putting in that trend line right there. And check it out. Price came up here, actually got rejected at first, came down, but then when it got the break right there, beautiful move up through that area. So for any of you that watched a previous video and took that breakout, congratulations to you. I'm sure you had a good day. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that level as it served its purpose for now. And next key battleground to watch now moving forward from resistance standpoint sits right here at the 778 mark. So close eye on 778. Going back to the history, you can see this has been a bit of a problem point a couple of times. That doesn't mean that the price can't push through it. Just saying that that would be an area where that you do expect to probably see some pushback, and the bulls really needed to bring their A game. And then if the price can push up through there, next key overarching level would be right up there around the 793 mark. So 778, 793, next key levels. If the price does pull back a little bit here, first off, any sort of pullbacks that look like that's nothing to worry about from the bigger picture, because in all actuality, yes, you'd have a pullback, but you'd also have this dynamic right here, which would be giving you a bull flag pattern. So I'm not saying a bull flag is going to take shape, but any sort of pullbacks here could very realistically create a bull flag. And then in terms of areas of support, you'll want to keep a close eye on 50-period moving average and that 200-period moving average. What you don't want to see happen, though, so I'm not going to call this a do or die level of support, but I definitely consider it pretty important. You don't want to see the price falling back below that 750 mark, because if the price were to come down here and fall below it, all of a sudden you'd have the price having gone right back to where it was. And I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make great moves and then go back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine power. But all in all, right now, gold's looking quite strong. So that wraps up the analysis, but before you go, I do want to invite you to get signed up for my private community that is not free, but it's amazing what a small little pay buffer can do to filter out the trolls, to filter out the drama. So if you are into futures, you're looking for a serious group of futures traders, then definitely consider joining. And that is not $99 per month. It's $99 per 3 months. So if you do the math, it breaks down to $8.25 per week. And as I always say, I'm very confident you'll get at least $8.25 per week of value. So like I said, if you're looking for a serious group of traders, a quality group of traders that are into futures, then definitely consider joining. To go to claytrader.com/team or just check out the link down below. So thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos and you would like for me to continue to do that, a couple easy things you can do: hit that like button, and something small, but hitting that subscribe button really does go a long way. So thanks for watching, and make sure you check out the private community.